Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Nanyacim. If this is your first time of coming across this channel, sweetheart, kindly smash the subscribe button, turn on the notifications so you get notified each time I upload. And please give this video a thumb up. I appreciate you all, and I want to say a very big thank you to every one of you for always coming back to watch my videos and also subscribing. You all are the very best. So today, man, this is like, I will be putting the what started all this up, and white people actually went to a black man's comment section to say it's almost like there is racism everywhere in the US, right? This was the first one, and the second one, like, I am gonna put them here so you all can read and see how it all started. And you know what? Stay glued to your screen. You definitely will learn a whole lot from this. So let's get into it.
Yeah, man, everything's racist. Think about it. Your streets are named after prominent racists in your city, state, or throughout history. Washington, Jackson, Jefferson, Lee. All slaveholders, all racists. Your schools, elementary, middle, and high school, are named after prominent members of your community who are probably racists. Take mine, for example. My middle school was named after Forrest Comer White, a white supremacist who tried to commit murder-suicide by airplane, and our school mascot was a Confederate rebel. Even your institutions of higher learning have their roots in racism. Harvard, Yale, and Brigham Young University is named after racist Brigham Young, who tried to eradicate Native Americans by poisoning them. Traffic, racism. Instead of building highways in the most efficient ways, they ran them specifically through black and brown neighborhoods, and now we have traffic because of that. Seasonal allergies, racism. It's the beautification of the white parts of town with only male trees that continuously pop off pollen with no female trees to absorb them. That's why you have seasonal allergies. Racism. Tipping, racism. White store owners didn't want to pay black employees anything, so they said, if your service is good, leave it up to the customer to pay you, and that's how we got tipping. Student loans, racism. College used to be free. That is until black people started going to college, and then now you have to pay, and if you can't pay, you take out a student loan. The prohibition on cannabis, racism. You see, it used to be legal. That is until white people wanted to demonize Mexicans, so they renamed cannabis marijuana, spelled with an H, to sound like Tijuana, so they could justify the mistreatment of Mexican people. That Ford truck you drive? Racism. Henry Ford was so racist that Hitler had a picture of him at his desk. He was inspired by the efficiency of his assembly line and used that efficiency to efficiently kill more people. He also got the inspiration for his gas chambers from America's gassing and delousing of Mexican migrants at the border. Argentina is 96% white because of racism. Mexico is known as a mestizo country because of racism. And brown people all around the world are bleaching their skin because of racism's twin sister, colorism. Cancer rates in the South? Racism. You see, they like to build petrochemical plants near black and brown neighborhoods, thus giving us higher rates of cancer than those around us. Matter of fact, right here in Louisiana, Mossville, Louisiana, used to be a thriving black town founded by black people, but it was later bought out by a petrochemical plant and bulldozed. Racism. It affects every part of our daily lives, and until we acknowledge that, we can't change it, because we can't change what we refuse to acknowledge. And that's why racism continues to thrive in this country, because we've raised generations of people to be willfully ignorant of it.
So in other words, they glorify racism, because if not, like, how come almost everything? I mean, this is more like an eye-opener. I am also learning, and I hope you are. Anyways, let's get into the stitches and see what people got to tell us about this. I'm actually curious. So let's go.
Hey, Sugar, good morning. Racism within the field of medicine and the fire department is just as rampant as it is in the police department. The entire field of modern gynecology as we know it was started by medical racism, as well as the opioid epidemic. And it was firefighters in the 1950s and 60s that were spraying the clothes and skin off black children with fire hoses at full blast. There are even entire websites dedicated to firefighters who face racism within their ranks. I know we don't tend to think of firefighters as racist because when we call them in cases of emergencies, they show up, they do their jobs, and we're eternally grateful. But they are racist. Other firefighters face racism from other firefighters. There are entire websites dedicated to black firefighters and the racism they receive from their coworkers. So yeah, racism within the field of medicine and the fire department is just as bad as it is within the police department. It's the American way. Happy Black History Month. Middle and high school are named after prominent members of your community who are probably racist.
So in my hometown, we had 2 elementary schools, 1 middle school, and 1 high school. Now, the middle school and high school were not named in regards to racist things, but we'll get to the middle school in a second. The elementary schools, one was named Union Ridge, and the other one was named South Ridge. So we have the Union and the South. Now, on to the middle school. Our mascot was the Rebels. And the logo for the mascot, we called him Blue Mario. But after realizing, we all understood that he was a Confederate soldier. So in 8th grade, we had a competition to see who could draw the best mascot to replace the Confederate soldier, because you can't have a Confederate rebel as a mascot anymore. It's so bad. Settled on this random ass lion, which was really dope and really cool looking. Shout out to Shello. I haven't seen that girl in years, but anyways, she drew it. I do remember that. But yeah, everything's racist. Happy Black History Month.
Yeah, man, everything's racist. Think about it.
If you want to know how racist America really is, we are still on first for black people. The first black woman too. The first black man too. Come on, dog. Come on. Don't even get me started on the healthcare system, especially psychology. Every founding father, white. Freud, all them people, white men. Why do you think they don't have anything dealing with black people trauma, black women in postpartum depression? Why do you think everything dealing with psychology is literally geared in our mind towards white people? That's why black people don't be getting therapy sometimes, because it's always geared towards, oh, white people only go through things, black people don't. You see, we're getting some. Yo, America is cartoonishly evil, fam.
Is known as environmental racism, and part of the reason you have seasonal allergies today.
Here are 3 uncomfortable truths regarding health disparities related to asthma in the United States. Number 1, Black Americans are 1.5 times more likely to have asthma compared to white Americans. Number 2, Black Americans are 5 times more likely to end up in the emergency room due to asthma compared to white Americans. And number 3, asthma deaths are 3 times more likely to happen in Black Americans compared to white Americans. There are numerous reasons why this may be the case, and the previous video touches on some of these points. Structural racism can have all sorts of long-lasting effects on someone's health, including the fact that chronic stress can lead to changes in how the immune system responds to allergens and skew it towards allergic inflammation, thus increasing the risk of developing allergies and asthma later in life. Living in older housing and having less access to healthcare exacerbates these health disparities. Remember how gas stoves have been linked to childhood asthma? Who do you think is going to be disproportionately affected by this issue?
Racism, classism, botanical sexism, and male plants jizzing pollen in confined spaces.
Please go back and watch that video because it gives a good introduction into how structural racism can contribute to racial disparities in the development of seasonal allergies, and I just want to add a few points to this. Structural racism can contribute to chronic stress, and there is some evidence to suggest that increased stress, especially early in life, can contribute to a skewing of your immune system called Th2 skewing, but also decreases in T regulatory cells that can promote chronic allergic inflammation throughout one's life. Also, a significant contributing factor to racial disparities in allergic disease is the fact that indoor air quality is significantly poorer in areas of lower socioeconomic status. There are a whole host of other contributing factors to this problem as well that's highlighted in this figure here, so take a look at it and let me know what you think.
All around the world are bleaching their skin because of racism's twin sister, colorism.
And this international skin whitening thing is something that has touched my life. My wife is from Thailand, and her skin is fairly white, but in Thailand, the skin whitening craze has been pretty big. But it was not something that I had ever heard of. Short time after we were married, we went to the beach, and my wife didn't want to take off her long sleeves. In Florida. I thought she was crazy. I told her she could put on sunscreen. And finally, she admitted to me that she was afraid that if her skin got darker, I wouldn't love her. One of the saddest things that I had heard come out of her mouth, that she really thought I was not going to love her if her skin got darker. Of course, I told her it didn't matter. My skin was already darker than hers. After that, she never wore long sleeves to the beach again, but the whole white skin thing continued. She wasn't worried about what I would think anymore, but her photos always tended to be whiter than we actually looked, and I didn't know why. There's an app for that. So I was a little bit heavier then, but disregard that. Otherwise, notice the top photo versus the bottom photo. And that's the difference between what a normal photo would look like and a photo using the Camera 360 app. This is the Camera 360 selfie editor app. This is what she was using for that bottom photo. And notice the languages that are supported. English, Hindi, Japanese, Korean, Portuguese, simplified Chinese, Spanish, Thai, traditional Chinese, Vietnamese. A lot of Asian languages, and English, Spanish, and Portuguese. No Northern European languages. And that's why somehow our photos always ended up whiter than they should have been. And this is a photo taken by her friends in Thailand using the B612 app. Again, I'm a little whiter and pinker maybe than I should be. It was the middle of summer in Thailand. But yet again, another app that caters to people wanting to look more white. And notice the supported languages again: English, Hindi, Indonesian, Japanese, Korean, simplified Chinese, Spanish, Thai, traditional Chinese, and Vietnamese. Of course, I had to read more about this back then, and I did, and this was one of the things that was pretty fresh in the news and kind of a scandal, even in Thailand. Definitely a colorist, if not racist, ad campaign. But even so, this article from Forbes in 2018 suggests that the whitening craze continued. Particularly in Thailand, where did it come from? According to this article, it was imported essentially from India. It has been a pervasive part of their culture for 600 years. White or pale skin is believed to indicate a higher social class. And even today, a quick search pulls up products on Google Shopping that I wasn't looking for that will whiten skin. I won't be buying whitening soap.
Yeah, man, everything's racist. Think about it.
Showers. First of all, go check out Other Dude's video. It's really enlightening. I learned a lot, and it opened my eyes to a lot of things. But showers? Showers, I recently figured on a vacation that showers are racist. Or at least how they are sold. So people love the showers that are above your head, right? You had that rain down shower thing. No black person I know wants to get their hair wet every time they shower. Like, none. I think, and I don't want to speak for them, but if I don't want to get my hair wet, I would want the shower to come at me at an angle so I can get the rest of me wet without getting my hair wet. So the idea that the most luxurious shower has to be rain from up on high, directly above you, is kind of racist.
Oh my goodness. Trust me on this. I am learning a whole lot, and I am not going to lie to you. This is so enlightening, and sorry about that. And I truly hope you enjoy and learn from this also. If there are a lot or more, why not feel free to share that with me in the comment section or with others too. Or I'm sure other people will be learning too. I appreciate your support, and this is where we're going to call it a day, and see you all in my next video. Bye for now.